Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Spurs from the Stands. Of course, I'm Sarah, and we have one massive, huge final game before the fate of Tottenham Hotspur next season is decided. Big up to you all in the chat. I'm just going to lower my chair. Big up to you all in the chat. Hopefully, we are live. Hopefully, we're live. I can see you all jumping in the chat. It takes a minute. It takes a minute. I should probably put a cover on for the first 5 seconds while it's still loading. But anyway, hello to everyone jumping in the chat. I know today is a lovely sunny afternoon, so I do not blame you at all. If you want to go down to the park and you want to enjoy this wonderful sunshine, if you are here in the UK and don't want to have to think about what the hell is going to happen to Tottenham Hotspur next season. How is everyone feeling today? What is the temperature of the room? Are we excited, nervous, full of anticipation over here? And I have to look, guys, we've got a very big show today. We've got a very, very big show because I want to talk very quickly about the World Cup selections. I know we're not really focusing on the World Cup, but I do want to touch on it. I want to talk about Romero, of course. We will run through some lineups, predictions, the match day preview, De Zerbi's comments, and all of that. But to start, I want to just address the elephant in the room, which was my breakdown yesterday and my last minute rant, which was about, of course, the board and the situation at the top of the club. And I guess with a lot of my content, sometimes I feel a lot of resistance, and this is me being truthful and completely honest with all of you guys. Sometimes I feel like a lot of resistance when I put something out there, because when you put something out into the ether, you are opening yourself up to praise, but also criticism. And I am fully aware of the moment that we are in. I am fully aware that we are going to get behind the team with all of our heart and soul, wherever you're watching from around the world on Sunday. The point that I wanted to hammer home was that regardless of the outcome, the situation at the top doesn't change. And so online is a place where we can express our feelings and express our truth rather than taking that negative energy into the stadium on Sunday. And because I have this platform, because I created this channel, I wanted to use that as a voice piece and to express my frustration at the situation that has been going on. And so I understand that all fans of all clubs, there is a spectrum. There is a spectrum of people who are diehards, who will not speak out about the club. And on the other side of that, you have people that are very proactive, that will go to all of the protests. They will not go to the games because they are so frustrated at this situation. And I kind of lie somewhere in the middle. As a football fan, sometimes the emotion of the game gets the better of you. And on the flip side of that, I am not comfortable with the situation that has led us to this point. The fact that we are even going into the biggest game in our history in 49 years is a conversation within itself, which of course we can have after the game is played. But at the same time, you've got to be able to drop off that anger. You've got to be able to vent your frustrations in order to make space for the positivity that you're trying to let in, because otherwise you're not aligned. If you really want this team to succeed and you really want this team to stay up, but deep down in your heart, you're feeling the resentment towards the board and for the situation that we're in, then you're misaligned. And so for the people out there that love my video, there were some of you out there that were saying, well done, Sarah, because you're not pointing the finger at VAR, you're not pointing the finger at referees, you're pointing the finger inward at your club, right? And then on the flip side of that, there were people that were like, read the room, this is not the right time to say it. Well, guys, there's no right time to say it. Is it the right time to say it if we get relegated? Is it the right time to say it if we stay up? There is no right time, and I have been on board with this team. I have stuck around, been to every single match since I have been back in the UK for the past five odd years or so. I've been to every game, and to have witnessed just 2 wins at home this season, and the mammoth task of us now having to go into our last game of the season and win this game to secure our place in the Premier League. I don't feel entitled to, have a go at the board. I feel it's my duty. I feel it's my duty to do it. And I told you guys I had a calling. That's why I'm here in the first place. And someone made a very funny comment saying that I'd morphed into Sava. And I know Sava is taking a break right now. I know that he's got a new job and things, but sometimes the message from up there, whatever it needs to be, gets filtered out in whatever vessel that you want. So if it's through this container and this community, then so be it. But I did not mean to offend anyone in the process. Of course, I will always, always back my team, and I'm passionate about it. So much so that I'm doing this on a Friday afternoon when it's 25 degrees outside. So there you have it. That's my 2 cents, just to clear it up for people out there that were worried that I'd gone toxic, and look, whether you say something, you're damned if you do or damned if you don't, right? There's always people that are going to say you're toxic. There's always people that are going to say you're trying to create division. The division is there regardless whether we speak it out or not. It's an undercurrent that has been going on at this club, and sometimes it's quiet. But with the news of Romero, there's another flare up, which we will talk about. But the Romero situation is, of course, a very big one. Big up to you all in the chat. Welcome in. Sorry for my my intro there, but I just wanted to get it off my chest because there was lots of mixed feelings about it, and I get it. I get it. I'm one of those people, but at the same time, my friends who went to the Emirates at 3 o'clock in the morning the other night, and they had a celebration, and the amount of fans that were out there, I'm jealous. I am jealous. I'm so jealous because the situation that we're in is catastrophic, and I wouldn't care so much about the situation that we're in. If Arsenal had won the title and we were fifth or sixth, it wouldn't matter as much, but we are where we are. And this is the reality, and we have to accept the reality. We can't ignore how we got here, right? But we park that for today because we are going to look forward, and that's the last I'm going to say on it. What are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Let me just get up the chat. Big up to you all. Big up to you all. I just hope Leeds win. We all hope Leeds win, although I'm probably not going to be too concerned about what's going on over there because we have one objective this weekend, and that is Tottenham Hotspur to win the game. The fans do need to be loud. We will be loud. We will be the loudest. We will be the loudest we've been. But I can tell you, right, we have had tifos this season. We have had flags this season. We have had the whole stadium rocking at times. There has even been parades for a squad that quite honestly do not deserve our praise. That's the truth. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve us as fans the way that what has shown up on the pitch. Okay, so we are going to be there. We are going to sing our heart out, but I can make no guarantees that the louder we sing, the better these players play. And that's the bottom line. As fans, there is only so much we can do. As the manager, Roberto De Zerbi, as I said it before, he can lead a horse to water, but he can't make it drink. It's down to these players now to play their heart and souls out for 90 minutes, and then it's over. That will be it. That will determine our fate for next season. So I'm keeping the faith. We are going to stay up. I don't think we're going to win. I think we're going to get a draw, but I think we're going to stay up. So that's where it is. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, guys. That's where I'm at. I can't see the win, but I think we can get the draw. And I think that'll be enough. And that's the minimum that we can ask. The minimum, right? But that's realistic, right? That's my version of realistic anyway. Yes, please do. Big up to you, Macduff. Yes, please do. Hit the like, subscribe. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. How are you guys feeling? Are you confident we're going to stay up? Are you I don't even know. I don't even know. My mum, I spoke to my mum earlier. She was giving me the content. My mum earlier, she was like, "What's the big deal?" My mum doesn't watch football at all. She was like, "What's the big deal?" She was like, "Dad's so upset." And I was like, "I know. I'm not surprised he's upset. He hasn't even turned on the radio in 48 hours, which is so unlike my dad." I don't even know if he's watching this, but hi, Dad, if you are watching. But Mum said, if we lose on Sunday, does that mean she should get a divorce because you're going to be so upset? So I really hope we win. I really hope we can get something and we can stay up. Mum's not prepared. She said, "What's the big deal?" I said, "You've been married for 41 years. I said, "You know, the last time that we got relegated, you hadn't even met Dad since 1977. So, you know, there you go. It's a generational thing, isn't it?" But yes, please do hit the like, subscribe, comment, and all of that stuff. But yeah, I guess if you're on the inside, you get it, right? Okay, we will talk about Romero, Casper. We'll come back to that. Okay, let me jump on and yeah, I know, Richard. I know they are, but unfortunately, it just is what it is. It is. Look, let them have their party. Let them have their party. I can't block everyone, but you know, if they wanna win the league like that, then let them win it, right? Do you know what they were singing outside the Emirates? They were singing, because my mate sent me videos from outside the Emirates. I didn't want to watch it, but today I've watched it. So look, it made me smile. At least someone's happy around North London at the moment. But yeah, they said they were singing Set Piece Again, Ole Ole. So that's what their title is, Set Piece Again, Ole Ole. So if they want to celebrate their set pieces, then so be it. Let them, as Mel Robbins says. Right, guys, let's dive in because, first of all, before we touch on the Romero stuff, I want to just quickly touch on the fact that Jed Spence has been called up to the World Cup, which of course we know. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but I just want to very quickly recap. So far, we know that 5 Spurs players have been called up to their international teams. Sarr has been called up to Senegal. Bergvall has been called up to Sweden. Romero has been called up to Argentina, which of course is where he is right now. Vuskovic has been called up to Croatia. Danso has been called up to Austria. Spence has been called up to England, and we await to hear Uruguay to see if Bentancur has been named, and Spain to see if Porro has been named, and that will be on Tuesday. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because Thomas Tuchel did a press conference, and I'm going to play this so I can get it off my screen very quickly for you guys. Just the bit that he spoke about Jed Spence. So bear with me. I'm just going to play this. It's a 1-minute clip. It's less than 1 minute, but I thought it was very interesting what he said about Jed Spence. So I hope you guys can hear this. I'll turn it up.
Hi, Thomas. UK. I just wanted to focus on one specific player that might have raised a few eyebrows. The left back position, Jed Spence. He's currently playing at Spurs. They're fighting for relegation at the moment. Yep. A lot of people are seeing that he's got no goals this season, no assists. I guess what was the specific tactical reason of choosing him?
First of all, he was excellent in every single match that he played for us. He suffers from the third change of coach at his club. Since then, he doesn't get a lot of minutes. Of course, he suffers from the situation. He is part of the situation as well. He's a part of the situation at Tottenham. He brings something to the group that we don't have in his profile. I think he loves defending. He's the fastest player in our squad, and he loves to defend one-on-ones. And that is just a characteristic that I would say makes him a standout fullback for us and a bit of a special fullback for us. He can, on top of that, play both sides. We had this discussion, to be very open to you, before the March camp with Chet. We said we're a bit concerned what's going on in Tottenham. You don't get the minutes, you don't have the impact that we want to see from you. If you come here in March, you have to prove yourself again, which he honestly did, because both of our fullbacks, Tino and Chet, were just excellent against Uruguay. And that was basically then was the decision that I can really trust him, and he brings something to our group which makes him unique.
Thomas, hi. First, good luck in.
Okay, so that was basically what I wanted to share with you. Oh, I'm going to close it because it's going to lag. It's going to lag. But essentially, what he was saying there about Jed Spence is that he is the fastest player in the England squad. He can play on the left or the right. He's a very good one-on-one man defender, which is ultimately why he's been chosen for the squad. But what I thought was interesting about that was that he was speaking that it's been a very difficult time for Jed Spence. They spoke to him one-on-one, and they spoke about the fact that he's been under 3 managers in this season, and now is the time where he's actually not getting a lot of minutes. So that was all in consideration when he was selected for the England squad. So I'm glad for Spence, and congratulations to Spence that he has been selected for the England squad. And I think that it's not gone unnoticed, shall we say, how the losses this season have affected the mentality of these players, which has been displayed in the conversations that are happening in the international squads as well. So that definitely cannot be underestimated. But yeah, Jed has been selected. Good for him. I think he does get a few minutes on Sunday, and hopefully being in the England squad can give him a bit of confidence. And guys, I can see a lot of you in the chat are coming in. Anyone that is making derogatory comments towards anyone in this community will be timed out. So just to put that out there, we keep it pleasant around here. Congratulations on your win. But right now, the focus of this channel is Spurs not getting relegated. So you can have your party, but just be considerate of where we are at in the conversation that is going on right now. And if you are spamming the comments, I will put you on timeout, okay? So that's my 2 cents. Right, moving on. So congratulations to those guys. We wait and hear what happens with Bentancur. We wait and happens here's what Porro. And also, I guess Mickey van der Ven as well in the Netherlands squad. I presume he's going to be named as well, but I don't think that one has been released either. But of course, Mickey van der Ven is the best centre-back in the league, according to Roberto De Zerbi. But look, as James Maddison was saying, as I've put her on the left, he is saying we need to repay the fans on Sunday. They deserve it because, look, these players know that we have been let down. They know that this season has been disappointing. They are fully aware of that. So they know that fans are expecting a lot this weekend. It's ride or die. It's ride or die, guys. 48 hours from now, the second half will just be being started in 48 hours time. So it's countdown. It's countdown to the biggest game ever at Tottenham Hotspur, right? Big up to you all. Big up to you all in the chat. Yeah. Right. Let's talk about Romero. Let's talk about Romero because this is, of course, the big news story of the day. I'm checking in on the chat, guys. Yeah, Systemic Frog said, now's the perfect time. If we win Sunday, Enoch will pretend everything's fine and start buying third-tier players again. Exactly. Exactly. There is no right time. There is no right time. We'll come back to the academy and stuff because this is very, very, I want to say it's big news, but I think that this is another example of what I was talking about yesterday in the mismanagement at the top of the club. Because the press that has come out is, of course, around the fact that Romero has decided to go to Argentina to continue his recovery process. That is the official word that we have from Roberto De Zerbi. He has gone there with the permission, and we have to be very clear about this because I know every single channel that I have looked at online is outing Romero for not wanting to be here. Let's be very clear about this. Very clear. Romero would have had to get clearance from the club. The club would have had to have given their permission for Romero to leave. So he didn't just decide, I'm going to go to Argentina. He went to De Zerbi, he went to the medical team, and he would have gone to the people that pay his wages, and he would have said to them, can I go to Argentina to watch this game because I can't do anything here? I feel helpless. I'm sitting on the bench, and they would have cleared it. So, yes, the captain is responsible for going out there. However, the club is just as responsible. And this is the PR spin, as it always is at this club, because Chef Prem, who, as we know, sometimes gives us accurate news and sometimes doesn't, he was giving another spin. I say he, I don't know who Chef Prem is, but they were giving another spin on this. And they were saying that the Romero story is half the story. And they were saying that, you know, he's been at Spurs for the last 2 games because the club told him to, and because they want him gone, they have made their stance clear. Now, Roberto De Zerbi said that he was asked in the press conference, is Romero going to be here next year? And he was like, I don't know. And I read in some places that it was quoted that he said yes. But the truth is that he has upset the board. He has come out and he has outed the board in public. The board do not want Romero here. They don't want him here. And so he goes on to say that, you know, since De Zerbi's come in, Romero has been watching every game. He was on the sidelines. However, it's been decided for both parties that he is seen as a problem because of his opinions on the ownership. He had to get clearance to go back to Argentina, which only comes from one place. Yes, it's disappointing, but the bad guy situation covers up the incompetent people running Tottenham. So, guys, in every story, in every plot, right, in every storyline, there is the hero and there is the villain. And in this storyline that we are in right now, Romero is the villain. So my question is, yes, we have the villain who is named by Enoch. They've put him at the forefront of this. And yes, it was his choice to fly out there, but they still gave him the green light. They could have said, no, Romero, we think it's best for the reputation of the club that you stay. But they didn't. That's not what they said quite clearly, because they're still paying him. So my question is, who is the hero? Who is going to be the hero of this story on Sunday? Who's it going to be? Who is going to score the wonder goal? Who is going to score the corner? Last year it was Brennan Johnson, Mickey van der Ven off the line, Vicario, amazing save in the 75th minute or whatever it was. Who is the hero on Sunday? Is it going to be Tell? And can Tell, can Mawani, can Richie, can Solanke, can Madison, can any of these players who have it in them to be the hero in the same breath not be the villain on the day? Because Tell the other day, he was the hero at Leeds, but he was also the villain. So if it means that the villain is not in the stadium, then good, because it means that we can only have a hero on the day. There is no villain come Sunday. The only people that people will be looking at will be the board. So I want to see the hero within this squad. You know, I want to see them be up and show themselves for this fight and play as if their life depends on it. Because the pride of this club, as De Zerbi said, the dignity of this club rides or dies on those 90 minutes. So forget Romero and the villain aspect, the PR machine and the twist, which is to paint him as this villain. The guy was made promises. He was made empty promises by the board. And they didn't deliver. And then when it came down to it, he said, look, guys, I've had enough. I can't do anything. I'm sitting on the bench. I want to go to Argentina. I want to watch my team play. You don't want me here. We heard in January that they came to an internal agreement. So maybe the internal agreement was that he wasn't going to be here next year. We don't know. We've got to wait and see. But look, regardless whether De Zerbi says or he goes, if we're in the Championship, Romero ain't staying. That's the bottom line. He might be here in the Premier League, but if we are in the Championship, the guy is not staying because he is not here for the badge. And that's it. And we only need players on the pitch on Sunday who are going to play for the badge. So, Romero, we wish you all the best. I hope you have a fantastic World Cup campaign. But right now, what really matters is how this is going to play out on the pitch on Sunday. So we're going to go through Roberto De Zerbi's pre-match press conference. Before we do that, I just want to share with you guys some positive stats before this game, and I know it's the hope that kills us all. I know it's the hope that kills us all. And guys, I've taken my eyes off the chat. So yeah, give me a holler if people are being annoying in the chat. I'm looking at it every so often just to see if there's any spam in it. But yeah, we'll come back to it. So the good news is in the last 5 games, Spurs have scored 13 goals. So we know there is going to be goals in this game. There will be goals for sure. Who is going to score the first one? I don't know. But we can't keep a clean sheet. We score goals, so it's not ruin my mic here, but it's not going to be a 0-0. This is not going to be a 0-0, 100% for sure. Now, in the last 16 games, or shall I say, the Toffees have lost 11 of their last 16 Premier League away matches against Spurs. Now, let's not talk about a certain doctor because we know what happens, but as we can see here, these two teams are actually quite level in terms of the game that we played where we beat them 3-0 in October. Now, that was a different period because we also beat Leeds in that period, in that stint back in October, and we didn't manage to get that one over the line either. But the good news about this is that on balance, generally, this should be on paper, and I stress on paper because the pressure and the magnitude of the occasion sometimes takes away from the game. And ultimately, these players need to play the game, not the occasion. On this one, I know it's ride or die, but they need to play the game and not the occasion. Because if they play the occasion, we probably don't get it over the line. That's the harsh truth of the matter, right? So statistically, we go into this one statistically being the game that we should most likely win on paper. So if there's anything to take from the positives of this is that typically we beat Everton at home. Typically. The other news was we did see I don't know if I should say this, but yeah, look, it's circulating online. Look, there's a video going round of Jack Grealish and Pickford coming out of a strip club. I think it was on Wednesday evening, right? And the paparazzi lapped that up. They absolutely lapped that one up. It went viral. And yeah, they were getting into a van very in the early hours of the morning. And everyone was saying they should have stayed longer. They should have stayed in the strip club longer. And if they're going to stay there, then hopefully it means that they're not going to be fully focused on the game on Sunday. I don't know what distractions Everton have got, but we do know that the Spurs players are going to be staying at the Tottenham Hotspur Lodge on Saturday night, and they are going to take the bus together to the ground where there will be a parade to celebrate these players. So just based on, the gang that I go with, right, to football, as you guys, if you're new around here, by the way, please do like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that jazz, because it helps the channel. But for those of you that are new around here, there's like 11 of us that go together. And, a lot of them, my dad's age, who was saying, they're not waving the flags because there's nothing to celebrate and these players don't deserve it. As Madison was saying, these fans deserve the win now. So, we can save the parties, we can save the parade for when we do stay up. I get it. We want to support them. We are always together forever. But for me personally, showing up, showing my support is my personal way of supporting these players, not celebrating a parade where it's like an what's the word? It's like empty I don't know what the word is, but it's like when you celebrate something before it's happened, it's like the evil eye. It's like we're celebrating it before we've got it over the line yet. So I maybe I am a bit superstitious, but I just feel like save the parade, save the party, because if we have the party and then we lose the game and West Ham do a miracle, then the parade is going to be for nothing, So as far as I'm concerned, park it. We will sing our hearts out, and that is my personal way of supporting this squad. So yeah, on balance, it looks like on paper this could be a very even game, and there is absolutely no reason why Spurs should not be getting a draw, at the very least, from this game. But look, if things were played out as simply as they would be statistically, then we wouldn't be in this conversation in the first place, because there's more to it, right? There's more to it. Patterns of play, the players that are available, the style of play, all of that, the pressure, the mindset on the day, that's what it comes down to, you know? That's what it comes down to. I can see some of your comments. Can see some of your comments. Hold on, actually, I don't know if I actually checked something before I went live. Hold on, I've just realised maybe I forgot to do something. But yeah, how are you guys seeing the game on Sunday? Are we going in for the win? I mean, I don't think we can go in expecting or hoping or wanting anything less than a win. I think realistically, we just have to go in play for the win, you know, and hope that if you're going to concede a last minute stupid goal, then it'll be because we're winning and then we end up getting a draw rather than us drawing. And then it coming down, you know, to the last few minutes with like squeaky bum time of like not really knowing what that outcome's going to be. So I'm nervous, guys. I'm so nervous. I've never been more nervous for anything in my life. No, I think it's okay. Yeah, I've never been more nervous for anything in my life. What are you guys saying? Oh gosh, we do have a lot of gooners in here, don't we? Oh, thank you very much, the review tribe. I don't know about a legend, but yeah, thank you. Oh dear. Look, Arsenal. Look, Arsenal. They deserve it. It's been a crap season. There's been no one chasing them for the title. It just is what it is. It's just a shame that we are where we are, you know. Yeah, look, I've got lots of mates that are Gooners. In fact, I've got more at this point. I've probably got more Gooner friends than Spurs fans. That's how crazy it is. But anyway, right, back to the game. The fans need to get behind the. Hey, James. Are you a member of the? Are you a member of the COYS collective? Big up to you. Welcome to the tribe. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I should look at the memberships and see whose memberships. Give you guys a shout out. The Irish Gent, big up to you, rejoining. Rob Padini, big up to you. James, big up to you. Thanks for joining the COYS Collective. Ben Edwards, big up to you for joining the COYS Collective as well. We've had quite a few people actually who've been here for more than a month. Andrew Scoredraw Horlock, big up to you. I don't think I've given you a shout out, but yeah, thanks to you all for joining the COYS Collective. Welcome. Bruce, haven't seen you for a while, Bruce. Hope you're doing okay. I'm sure lots of people are hiding away, so I don't blame you. I do not blame you if that's you hiding away. But yeah, big up and welcome to the community. But yeah, we need to get behind this team regardless, and the confidence is going to come from within these players. It's going to come from within these players. There is nothing that the fans from the stands can do, right? We just have to, as fans, all we can do is hold our nerve, because if so help me, if there is an early goal in the West Ham game, and as I said yesterday, the stadium becomes this hyperbole of just nervous energy, we just need to overcome that as a fan base. And I think that actually for the fans is going to be the biggest thing. That no matter what happens in this game, we have to stay eyes focused on the prize, you know, and just help this team over the line with whatever we can do, and have continuous cheering for 90 minutes, which we do have on and off cheering in the stadium, but it's not consistent. In the low moments, we have become so accustomed to being able to spot when this team is fading away and when they're losing focus. I think we just need to be really careful as a fan base when we're looking and supporting this team, that we don't lose focus, you know, and we just have to help push them over the line. But realistically, I'm not confident. I mean, I hope the players have more confidence than the fan base, because I don't know how much of the fan base is really that confident. But we have to forget what's happened for one day. We forget what's happened. It is. It's a cup final, biggest cup final we have ever had in our history. So yeah, there's more on the line now than last time we got relegated. More on the line now. We're talking about £250 million for a 90-minute game. That's how much this game could cost us. So it's there's big things hanging on the line here. I don't want to be doing match day vlogs on Thursday evenings and Friday evenings and Tuesday evenings, you know. Simon said, my mum told me to hang around positive people. That's why I have no Spurs friends. Oh no. Oh no, but bless you. Well, look, this time last year we were all positive. We were all positive. But the reality is, you know, we're on the same points tally as we were last year, 38 points. So it wasn't a one-off season, was it? It wasn't a one-off season, but yeah, maybe your mum's right. I don't know. Look, we're positive people on the inside, just not when it comes to Spurs. We're resilient people. We're resilient. We're realistic. We know what we are, you know. So yeah, yeah, we do need to drink. We definitely need to drink. I don't know if they're doing the 2-for-1 drinks, but yeah. I never get what I want, so you'll probably be okay. Well, yeah, I hope so. I hope so. A sleep in the deep. You could stay asleep on Sunday. You stay asleep on Sunday. Oh dear. Yeah, but yeah, my mum was like, "What's the big deal?" I don't know if my mum's watching this, but she was like, "What's the big deal?" I was like, "Well, you know, we could be playing on any night." But anyway, right. So moving on. Right. So I mentioned in terms of where we're at the moment, in terms of the previous game that we played against Everton, which was earlier this season, the fact that ranking wise, we are favourites to get something out of this. And just looking at just the overview of the season so far, head to head as well, because I wanted to take everything into context for this game, is that Everton currently sit 12th, which means that they are too far behind to play for any Conference League, because I think on goal difference, Chelsea and Bournemouth and Brighton are above them on goal difference. So even if Everton take something from this game, it's not enough for them realistically to get any European football. That is the upside. The upside is that Everton have nothing to play for. But in terms of the points tally, I'm actually really surprised. Both Everton and Tottenham have scored 47 goals this season. Yes, we have a problem with scoring goals from open play, but our biggest problem is the goals that we concede. So 57 goals conceded, Everton have conceded 47. So this is why, guys, this is not going to be a 0-0. It is not going to be a 0-0. This is the 38th game of the season and we've conceded 57, which on the top of my head is on average 1.5 goals per game. So we are going to concede 1 to 2 goals, which means we need to score 2 to 3. Bottom line, 2 to 3 goals from Spurs have to be scored, right? We can't go into this game banking on anything, any other results going our way. People are saying, don't worry, Leeds aren't going to win the game. We can't bank, Leeds are going to win the game. We can't bank on anything. We cannot bank on anything. We have to secure our safety because it's in our hands. We are 2 points clear. So we have to get that 1 point. When we look at the shots, we've actually had more shots than Everton this season. We have had more shots on target. We've had more shots off target. So pound for pound, this should be a very even match when once played on the pitch. Our passing accuracy is better. There's a lot of things about this Spurs squad, for all of its faults. There are a lot of things about this Spurs squad. And this is me being positive, guys, because as much as the negative is out there, there is an even playing field when it goes into this game in terms of how many goals have been scored, how the teams are performing. And when we actually look more closely at the previous 5 games, Everton go into this one having not won their last 5 games. They have not won. I don't know when the last time they actually won was, but they have not won their last 5 games. My computer is lagging, so let me close some stuff. We'll come back to that one. But yeah, they have not won their last 5 games. And Spurs come into this one undefeated in the last 2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium under Roberto De Zerbi. So I am hopeful that this is not a game that we throw away. I don't think we necessarily get the win, but I also think that we can 100% get a draw. I'm sure we can get a draw out of this. I'm just looking now. Oh, we are very laggy today. So the last time Everton won, oh, last time Everton won, 21st of March. Have they not won a game in 8 games? Okay, well, they haven't won a game in 8 games, and the last one they did beat was Chelsea. So in between that, they've drawn 3 and lost 3. So before then they were doing okay. So they are on a bit of a negative bounce at the moment, Everton, and considering that they don't have too much to play, you'd like to think that Spurs would be up for this one, and this should be one that we have in the bag. It is going to be 30 degrees on Sunday, which is also another thing, because the heat, 30-degree heat at 4 o'clock in the afternoon is going to be a very I think it's going to be a very sluggish game. Typically, when it's that hot in the UK weather, sometimes it's unbearable. So we got to keep that in consideration as well. I don't think it's going to be like a really, really fast-paced game, because that 30-degree heat is going to get to both sets of players, not just the Spurs players. Michael Oliver is, of course, the referee for this game. And when I looked on balance, actually, his referee record hasn't been too bad overall. However, this season, we've lost 3 games that he did referee in. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. But Anthony Taylor's doing the Leeds and West Ham game, if that means anything to anyone. So there we have it in terms of the form, in terms of our head-to-head against Everton. On paper, this should be a game that Tottenham Hotspur can at least draw. And I'm not saying win, because we haven't won all season. We haven't won in 2026 at home. So for me personally, I'm not putting that kind of pressure on the squad, right? Actually, there was... Oh, I must have closed a tab. Hold on. I must have closed a tab. Right, let's go through De Zerbi's press conference. I'll come back to the chat in a sec, guys. I can see there's lots of comments of, yeah, they haven't won since Chelsea. Everyone smashes Chelsea. Well, almost everyone. Yeah, it's going to be a really hot day, guys. It's going to be like, and we have not had heat like this all summer, so all spring so far. Anyway, I hope it's not lagging, guys. But anyway, Roberto De Zerbi ahead of the game. Good news. Good news to start us off. Solanke is ready, available, and fit. There is a chance that he is going to start the game. He said they haven't decided whether he's going to start in this game or not, and we will do a lineup. So let me know in the comments, guys. Solanke is fit to start. Who do you choose to start? Do you choose Solanke or do you choose Richie? That's my question to you guys. Richie has, I think, 11 goals this season, I think. So let me know, who do you choose to start? I've got a sneaky feeling he's going to choose Solanke and bring Richie on as an impact sub. But I want to know what you guys think. He also said that Maddison is available, but we know that, of course, Maddison is not fit and available and ready to start. So he is going to be one that does come on probably later on in the game, as he has done in the last couple of games as well. He was asked a lot about handling the pressure. And he said in football, there are different games. There are different types of games, like a final. For us, West Ham, it's going to be 2 finals. And we have to adopt and we have to change the habits. I think it's a great thing to have the chance to play as a player. If I think as a player, for me, these types of games are good to play, to prepare to suffer the pressure. De Zerbi, man, he loves the pressure, De Zerbi. I love this guy. I love this guy. He speaks a good talk, but can he walk the walk? Can he show us really what he can get out of these players? He said the pressure is good. It depends if you are able to think to stay strong with you, first of all, to stay positive. I think you can become, as I said after the Chelsea game, you can become better as a coach, as a player, as a man, because you can become better going through the tough moments. If everything is good in life, you can improve, but not in this way. And I heard a very interesting when I was oh, my mum's messaged me. Hi, mum. But when I was looking yesterday, I was listening to a podcast, and there was a Stoic quote from Seneca, which was, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." So luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and this is an opportunity for the players to show themselves, to give themselves some grace for the season that they've had. But the luck can only come our way if they show up, they prepare properly, and they take this opportunity with open arms, you know. Mum, what else did you want to say? um, so he was asked, some people are surprised, some people are very angry that you're captain. So he was asked about Romero, and he said, he basically, just to paraphrase this one, because he's spoken about Romero, but to paraphrase, he basically said, the rehab, the staff, the medical team, it's been agreed with the Argentinian medical staff. De Zerbi is backing Romero in whatever he decides, right? He's backing Romero in everything he decides. He said, I can't say nothing now with me in my time, because since he's been here, he's been very loyal. Well, he didn't say loyal, but he said, you know, he's been a good guy. He loves this phrase, De Zerbi, good guy. He's a good guy. He always sees the best in people. I think that's very much from what I'm learning about De Zerbi, is he's a very forgiving guy, and if you show him respect, he will show you respect back. So he, I think, has been respected by the players. They have shown him no disrespect, no reason for him to out them in the press. He understands the magnitude of the situation, so he's not going to come out and dig out Cuti Romero in the middle of the press conference. So fair play to De Zerbi for that. And look, he's speaking, you know, on what was not his decision. It was the medical team's decision, as far as he's saying. He was asked, you know, can he understand why people are angry about the whole Romero thing? And he just said, you know, nothing changes. Romero can't change anything at the stadium. And he said there's no time to start talking about it because we're losing energy talking about it. So I also am going to stop talking about it, because I also believe that Romero was given permission by the people above him. So they are culpable and they are accountable as much as Romero at the end of the day. It was asked about Jed Spence, because there was news circulating, which I didn't cover earlier in the week, that Jed Spence had a broken jaw after the elbow in the face from the lap in the Chelsea game. But apparently he's fine. He's available. All De Zerbi said on it was, I think it's another bad situation for us, because I think it should have been a red card for Delap. He said, I have no energy or time to think about the referees and other things and yellow cards, red cards. He said, we move on. We talk about the game. We don't know, if there's been no confirmation about Jed Spence, if he does have a broken jaw or not. The question was asked about the broken jaw, but he didn't clarify whether he actually did or didn't. And I've done some digging on this, and I don't know if this was just a piece of news which has got out of control because of the whole red card conversation, a bit like Romero getting injured after Bobby wasn't sent off. So it's the same conversation on repeat. However, there's no evidence out there to suggest that Jed Spence has got a broken jaw. And I would even say, if he did have a broken jaw and he's been selected for the England squad, we know that players can play with a broken jaw. And guys, I was asking my dad earlier, let me know, guys, in the chat, who was it earlier this year who had a broken jaw? Was it Mawani? Someone was wearing a face brace earlier this year, but I can't remember who it was who got injured, and who was it in the squad that had a broken jaw earlier this season? I can't remember, but I'm sure there was someone in the squad. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a broken jaw earlier this season, but I can't for the life of me remember. Anyway, moving on, because Jed Spence is available. typically he doesn't start under Roberto De Zerbi, but he usually makes an appearance unless there's a huge spanner in the works and he decides not to play Kolo Muani, and because Jed Spencer's got the confidence behind him, he decides to play him right wing. But that's very, very high risk. It would be very, very high risk to play Jed Spencer on the right wing in this game, as much as people don't really want Kolo Muani playing on that right-hand side. They spoke obviously about Jed Spence being called up for England, which we've already covered. He said they're very happy. He said we can't change our style, our mentality. We have to play with order, with the right behaviour with the ball. You know, so that makes me think that he's probably not going to change Mawani. I think, you know, he said we can't change our style. I think we don't have time. I think we don't have preparation time to start tweaking and twiddling with things. At the end of the day, he has to go with what he's selected, what he's been given. That is his right winger for these last few. I've got my stress ball here, guys. I've got my stress ball. But yeah, he's saying, you know, you've got a decimated squad and Moani's the only guy. We have 2 days to prepare. So realistically, he's not going to start replacing the right winger for our left back. Like, I can't see that happening. But yeah, he said, if we change ourselves or what we've done in any time, because he said, I can't speak before he came here. We have to be focused on the counter attack because we are very good in this part of football. So he's acknowledging we're not very good when we are in possession. When we are in possession, we find that the final ball through to the final third. That is our biggest struggle, I think. I think it's our biggest, objectively, our struggle when it comes to actually scoring goals, that final third ball. And I do think that when we played Brighton, for example, we looked better because we were playing more on the counter. And as a counter team, because we have speed but not technical ability. That is why we are better when we play on the counter rather than we are with this ball possession style and tactics. So you could say that these players don't really fit the style that De Zerbi wants to play. However, he is trying to instill some of these ideologies into the team, but it's with limited time and limited resource. Okay, he was asked again about Romero. Just to skip over this one, but he did mention Ben Davis, and he mentioned that Ben Davis wants to stay at the lodge with them, and he wants to sleep in the hotel with all the players, with all the team and the teammates. He said that, you know, there's different types of leaders. Ben Davis is obviously a very different leader to Romero. So I'm so happy to see that Ben Davis, despite the fact that he's injured, despite the fact that we don't know whether his contract, I've heard rumours and speculation that his contract is going to be renewed for next season. I think that depends on what division we're in. I think if we go down, he's loyal servant to the club and he'll stay. If we stay up, we probably need better, but we can have that conversation on Monday when we know more about where we're at. So, Romero, nothing changes. He's in Argentina. Ben Davis is the leader. He is going to be the leader within the leadership group. And to be honest with you guys, we could not hope for a better leader than Ben Davis being there beside these players. Right, he said, focus on us and not West Ham. He was asked, is this your biggest game as manager? He said, you know, he's lived and breathed Tottenham Hotspur for 50 days. Nothing changes for him if we play a good game or not. And for those of you that were laughing at me, clipping me up, saying that if we go down, Roberto De Zerbi won't stay. He's Tottenham now. He's Tottenham through and through. So it's a tough time for him to arrive, as he said. But at the end of the day, this is his job. This is what he signed up for. He knew it. He knew the qualities of the players. And so now they have to play their hearts out for 90 minutes, you know, essentially, to paraphrase what he said. He was asked, will Kulusevski be there? He said, I don't know. I think he can play. So we have to stay focused on the play. Okay, I think he means he can't play. I'm pretty sure he means Kulusevski can't play. We know Kulusevski's been ruled out the World Cup squad, so he's not gonna be fit. He was asked about Vicario. Guys, let me know in the chat. Do you start Vicario or Kinski? Because I did a poll. I did a poll before the Chelsea game. In that live, I did the poll. Vicario or Kinski, and the majority votes, 90% were for Kinski to start. But given the fact that he conceded 2 goals against Chelsea. Are you still of the mind that we keep Kinski in the squad? I'm interested to know. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure on this one, guys, because I think you can't make too many changes. He's not going to want to tinker with the squad too much. But at the same time, Vicario is a big game player. He is. And when it comes to big games, the only big game that Kinski has played, he's had 2 big games, one against Liverpool, which we lost, and one against Atletico, which we lost. So in terms of big games, is Vicario got more of the mindset than Kinski? I'm not talking about ability. This is all about mindset now. So I'm curious, guys. Let me know what you think, whether Vicario should start this one. He was asked whether Romero's been played the last game for Tottenham. The journalists, see what I mean, guys. See what I mean by this? The journalists love asking this question. But the question they didn't ask was who from the club gave him permission. No one asked who from the club gave Romero permission, did they? All they were asking is, has he played his last game for Tottenham? He said, I don't know. He said, he's a top guy, top player. Look, we know the drill. We know the drill. I'm not even going to give this too much airtime because we don't know if Romero's going to be here. We don't know. If we stay up, if Roberto De Zerbi has his ear, then maybe he does. But if he's upset the club and the people at the top of the club, their precedence is gonna have more weight than whatever Roberto De Zerbi says. So Roberto De Zerbi can come out in the press and he can say, yeah, he's a fantastic player, he's loyal to the club, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it time and time and time again. These players are not loyal to the club. And if the hierarchy think that Romero has come out and disrespected them in some way and they want him out the club because it's toxic, which it is toxic from our captain, then so be it. He can go next season. But anyway, moving on. He said, just from your perspective last year, are you amazed that this club is in the position they're in? He said, no. I think no one could imagine this situation, but we are inside and we have to fight without excuses, without nothing and to play. Well, I'm not surprised. De Zerbi might be surprised, but I'm not surprised because we finished with 38 points last year. So if we get 39 points and we get a draw against Everton, we'll be 1 point better off than we were last year. So nothing's changed. I showed you guys in the live 2 days ago the squad from Bilbao, which is exactly the same squad that will be playing minus Romero and minus Johnson on Sunday. So same squad, same drill. You know, it's no surprise. De Zerbi can't comment on it, but as a fan, I'm not surprised. It is what it is. Van der Ven. This is the point where he said Van der Ven is the best centre-back, left centre in the Premier League. Talk about arse licking, guys. Talk about arse licking. Normally, right? Players are the guys that are showing themselves and they are arse licking the manager to get in the squad. We have a situation where our manager is arse licking our players because we need to get them every ounce that they have. Blood, sweat and tears on Sunday. Blood, sweat and tears, whatever it takes. Think about the game from Bilbao. You got to do that again and more, you know. Who are your options on the right? He said right winger can play Mwani, can play Bergvall, can play Sousa, like in the Liverpool game. So he's referencing that Igor Tudor game that we've spoken about. He said can play Jed Spence, can play Matthias Tell, or Papsar on the left side and Tell on the right side. Kolo Muani can play striker. He can play winger. And we also have to find a solution because we have not too many players. And when you are not as a number too many, you have to find a solution. Right, so guys, we are going to talk about the lineup. I'm going to come to the chat very briefly because I want to know whether you guys said to start Richarlison or Solanke, and I want to know whether we're starting Vicario or Kinski on who you would start. The options for the right wing, if we're not going to play Kolo Muani, according to our manager, is we can play Bergvall on the right, we can play Sousa on the right, and we can play Jed Spence on the right wing. Or you can play Tell on the right wing and Sarr on the left. Or you can play, what he didn't mention here is you could play Richie on the left, Solanke up top, and maybe a Jed Spence on the right. But I don't think he tampers with it too much. But we'll let's go into the we'll go into the lineup. Just bear with me. Right, okay, guys, I'm coming to the chat. Hi, Mum. Yeah, hi, Mum. My mum doesn't even watch football. She hates football, and she's telling me that Romero. Mum, I don't know if you're still watching. What was it you said to me the other day about Romero? My mum made a comment to me about Romero. I was like, "How do you know who Romero is?" She was like, "I watch your videos." Everton fan, big up to you. Everton were on the beach when they had when they did have something to play. That's why we no longer have anything to play for. If we play like we did against Sunderland, I can see Spurs winning. Well, that gives me some hope. GTE, that gives me some hope. Big up to you. Appreciate you on the channel. Big up to you. 30-degree weather will make this game slow and awful to watch. Everton players might not give 100% in that heat. We will just want it over so they can go on their holiday. Trust me, Leeds, Alex. Oh, hi Leeds, Alex. I hope you beat West Ham. It's going to be a hot day for everyone. And look, the good news is West Ham is also going to be playing in the heat as well, because they're going to be playing. West Ham is going to be playing 12 miles, not even 12 miles away down the road. Not even 12 miles away down the road. There is the battle of the two London clubs. One of them's going down. So the temperature is going to be the same for both teams. But yes, I agree. I think it's going to be a very sluggish game for both teams. And I think in those situations, it becomes very infuriating for fans because you're watching a very slow game. But 30 degrees is monstrous. It's very, very hot, especially in England. People don't realise what it's just dry heat. It's dry heat, and that's the worst. I'm going to bathe in championship glory. Are you, Broadbean? Are you? I don't want it. I don't want it. But look, look, if it happens, it's meant to be. You know, it's meant to be. It's in the stars. It's written there. And we know who deserves it. It's not the fans. So as much as our rival fans would like us to believe, we know the truth, what's been going on. So look, we just have to play our hearts out. Spurs will win the game and bring this bizarre and horrendous season to an end. James, I don't know if I featured this comment already, James, but if you believe that, tell me who's scoring the winning goal. If you think that, guys in the chat, if you think Spurs are going to win, and I'm not saying we're not going to win, but I'm just saying if you're in the opinion that we're going to win, tell me who is scoring the winning goal, because someone has to score it if we're going to win the game, right? So yeah, I'd love to hear. Is Tell going to have is Tell going to redeem himself? Is it going to be Richie? I've got a feeling Solanke's going to start, guys. The biggest positive. Hi, John. Big up to you. The biggest positive is that West Ham are just as likely to cock this up as we are. And yep, that's true. 2 relegation teams. I watched I was watching Goldbridge yesterday, and Goldbridge and Robbie, they do a match prediction every week, and they both predicted Leeds to win. West Ham to win. They both predicted West Ham to win and Spurs to get a draw. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I can't call it. I can't call it. Crazy football does crazy things. We just look, if every game was predictable, we'd all predict wins every week, but that hasn't been the case, has it? I set out my rescue plan for next season in the forum on the new Spurs Hub today. Big up, Broadbean. For anyone that doesn't know, the Spurs Hub is a website that Sean over on Spurs Talk TV. I think one of them, but he set up a hub. So amazing work from him to create like a consolidated place for everyone. So shout out to Sean, big up to you. And if anyone wants to check out the platform, I believe at the moment he's still in beta testing mode and it's free for people to sign up. So if anyone wants, it's like an aggregator. It's like a news aggregator. So if anyone's interested in checking that out, but I'll go and check out. I have signed up Broadbean, so I'll check out your laid out plans, for next season. The season we have has been infected by Arsenal fans. Frank Vinay, a member of staff who managed the youth teams, Rana Kone Romani, who likes posts. Well, they all like posts, don't they? Like you say, it's your cup final, but our season is over. Oh, you must be a gooner. You must be a gooner. Your season is over. Go on holiday, mate. Go on holiday. Get out of North London. Oh my God. These Arsenal fans are literally the worst. Aren't they the worst? Sorry, guys, if you're in the chat. Not you guys if you're in the chat, but some Arsenal fans, they really are. They're insufferable. Insufferable. And my mates want us to go and watch the Champions League final with them. I was like, you having a laugh? I was like, I ain't going anywhere near any Arsenal pub in London to watch the Champions League final. Thank you very much. I'm going to watch it at home in my PSG kit. And I don't even have a PSG kit, but there's absolutely no way you're going to catch me in the bar watching it with Arsenal fans because I could not think of anything worse. I could not think of anything worse. Ugh. Swallow me alive and spit me out, honestly. I could not think of anything worse. Just PSG better just win 5-0 by half time. I can't bear it. And do you know what? The arrogance of doing a parade the day after the Champions League. Anyway. Back to the biggest game of the season. Everton were 5 places below us at Christmas. Exactly. Crazy times. I don't know what this one means. I'm going to be even harsher, but we also need to put aside all the young players at the club who are Arsenal fans. Oh, well, I don't know. You can't help it. You can't help it. You know, some of the best players for loads of different clubs, they're not their boyhood clubs, but it's a job. So for these players, it's a job, you know. The only right, okay. I'm trying to find, has anyone said whether Kinski or... I don't think so, Ben. Does David Moyes is a former West Ham coach? Did someone send a super chat? I thought I saw a super chat. Here we go. Tom. Big up, Tom. Apologies, I didn't see your super chat before, but big up to you. LUFC fan here. Thank you very much for your support for the channel. I could be a shameless hater like I have been. 2 other Spuds fans, but can't with you. You are a lovely person and credit to Tottenham fans. Oh, thank you very much. It's okay. You can be a shameless hater. You can tell us that West Ham are going to beat you, but I think your pride would be at risk if West Ham is going to beat you, no? Your pride would be at risk. Leeds, because you guys have had such a good season. You have had a really good season. Let's not beat around the bush. You guys could finish above Everton, couldn't you? I'm pretty sure. Is that right? Pretty sure. Leeds, 47 points. Yeah, you can finish above Everton. If Everton lose and you win 3-0, if you win 3-0, you can go above Everton. So you could finish the season in 12th. And if you beat West Ham 4-0, you could finish 11th and beat Newcastle. So Leeds have had an amazing season. But yeah, big up to you. Thank you very much for the super. And thank you for your love for the channel. Hopefully we're still here next year. Well, I am going to be here, just hopefully in the Premier League is what I mean. Right, Brian said, Spurs 2, Everton 1, West Ham 0, Leeds 1. Solanke is awful. How the hell is Solanke being fit good news? Great news, Solanke is fit. Oh dear, so many of you. Mixed views. Dom starts. Solanke all day, every day. I choose Richie. I would go Solanke. Very mixed views. Most of you are saying start with Solanke. Hi, Scott. Big up. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing good. Have you been in hibernation, hiding from all the gooners? They've left the chat now, so we're all cleared. Solanke in the middle and Richie out wide. Richie will start. Richie has a great record against Everton, unless, of course, he puts 10 on the left, Richie on the right, Solanke through the middle. I'm beginning to like Roberto De Zerbi. I want to be in the room when he argues over transfers in July. I really like him. I like the way he talks. Okay, a lot of you, okay, more of you are saying start Solanke. No Archie. Richie, Solanke, do you want the one who can't score or the one who doesn't score? Richie on the left and Tell on the right. We need to play a team full of guys with attitudes like Mwani and Romero, said no one ever. Yep. Hi, Sarah's mum. Yep. Hi, Sarah's mum. Yep. Sarah's mum from the stands. Yeah, well, we should bring her to the game because the only game she's ever been to, what did I say it was? We beat Arsenal like 5, what was it, 5-0? Can't remember. Anyway. Richarlison to take Kolo Mwani's place on the right. Bring Solanke. I don't know. I don't think Richie can play on the right. Romero's an idiot. Romero's the worst. He's not a team player. Yeah. Can you imagine getting Romero's wage? Arsenal fan here. Hi, Sean. If we take the J out of your name. Just saying. Just saying, Sean. Just saying. We'll just take the J out of your name for now. But yeah, Arsenal fan here, and I'm genuinely interested in knowing how Spurs fans are feeling going into the final game. Do you believe West Ham will lose? It'll be tense survival. Look, honestly, I am shitting bricks. I am shitting bricks. That is the truth. It's devastating that we're even in this position, that we have to go into like the biggest game of our lives. And I know from the outside it's all fun and banter and stuff, but I think over here, when we're sitting on the inside of this, I would not wish this on any club. You know, I would not. Look, it would be funny if it was Chelsea. It would be funny if it's United. But at the same time, sitting in this position, in this place that we're in right now, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's really not, because there's so much on the line, and it's beyond the control. It's beyond anyone's control. The fans can't do anything about it. The manager can't do anything about it. The ownership at this point in time, the only people whose fate's hands it's in is the players, and we don't trust our players. And I think that's the biggest disconnect that we have right now, is that these players are getting up for the fight. We don't have a problem with their commitment. We have a problem with the technical ability and skill. And that is really letting us down at the moment. So the feeling is one of nerves. We are a bag of nerves, all of us. Anyone that's confident is kidding themselves. That's the truth. Anyone that says they're confident we're going to stay up, they're telling themselves that, because we have to believe it. We have to believe it. And I don't know what I believe about West Ham. I think West Ham are going to win their last game of the season. They're at home. I just think they're going to put up a fight, and they're just good. They could get it over the line, because they're down. As it stands going into this game, West Ham are down. So maybe they want to give their fans something to cheer about, which is winning their last game of the season. And being at home, they have a better chance of winning at their home ground than we have at our home ground. So objectively speaking, based on the form of West Ham and Spurs, I'd say West Ham have the more likelihood of winning their game, but we can certainly draw it. And from that perspective, that's why it's in our hands. But yeah, it's going to be tense, because during those 90 minutes, everything's going to change. If goals are scored, things are going to change by the minute. And that's going to change the momentum of both games, because now everyone's going to have the radios in their ears, and we're going to know the score. It's going to infect the pitch. So yeah. Right. Did anyone reply before I show you the lineup that I've predicted? Did anyone say whether it was Kinski or Vicario. He is spot on. Concerned human. Did you create this name, Concerned Human 007, once you knew what was happening at Tottenham Hotspur? Or were you always concerned? Were you always concerned? Share your concerns with us about Spurs. But yeah, he is a top motivator. Look, he backs the team. I praise him. You know, I praise him for that. A lot of people saying not Mawani. What did I ask about Mawani? I forgot. Oh, I asked whose jaw was broken. That was it. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Kolo Muani. Yeah. So Kolo Muani broke his jaw. That was it. Yeah. So he played with a broken jaw. So maybe Jed Spence does have a broken jaw, but he tends to come on as an impact sub anyway. Arsenal are not getting Van de Ven. Arsenal are not getting Van de Ven. Van de Ven. If Van de Ven goes, he goes to Liverpool. If Van de Ven goes, he goes to Liverpool. He's not going to Arsenal. Don't be so ridiculous, Ron. Ron, don't be so ridiculous. Go outside, go and play in traffic on Highbury. Go over there. Go back to Woolwich and just play in traffic with your trophy. Don't worry, Spurs will win. Love the inner confidence. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know, the match day vlog. Oh, I know. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to record. I don't know how I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best. Ben Davis, right, big up to you. No one said whether Kinski or Vicar, unless I'm not there yet. Very good live stream. Big up to you. I can't read your handle, but big up to you. Here we go. Kinski. Never again Vicario. Will there be booze? No, there won't. There will be no booze. No, it won't be that kind of game. If we go down at the end of the game, there will be booze, and there is a planned protest for after the game, which we are going to touch on, guys, because there was more about this stream that I wanted to share with you guys, some of which was also about the parade that's happening, but also the protest that's happening both at the Tottenham Hotspur and West Ham Stadium. But bear with me, we'll get to that. Okay, so a lot of you are saying Vicario, got to be Kinski. Okay, a lot of you are saying it's got to be Kinski. Kinski. No way Vicario. Romero doesn't okay. I'm moving on from Romero. Keep with Kinski. Okay, so a lot of you have said Solanke, and a lot of you are saying Kinski. This has been my lineup, which I will get up for you. Okay. This has been my lineup. I did go with Kinski. I went with Kinski, guys. I'm not sure. Maybe he's going to stick with Kinski, but I went with Vicario. I don't know why I went with Vicario, but this is my predicted lineup. I am not convinced that Mwani is going to start either. However, I think that Solanke is going to start over Richie, and I think that Richie comes on as an impact sub. I think that it's going to be an early substitute. I think that it's going to be like a 55-minute substitute because we always concede around the 60, 67, 70-minute mark. So we have to stop that in this game from happening, which means rotating the squad. And Richie can't play a full 90, but when it matters in the big moments, he does come on and score. I could be wrong. He might go with Richie if he's seen enough in the last 6 games. But we know from the first 2 games under De Zerbi, he favoured Solanke. And that's why I've gone with Solanke. What else are you guys saying? Kinski in goal. So a lot of you are saying Kinski. Okay, look, I don't know. Look, we're all speculating, right? We're all speculating. A lot of you are saying don't play Mwani. Kinski to start. Don't want to see Sarr on the left. Van der Ven. Van der Ven, best centre back in the league. Very odd statement. Look, this is our manager. This is our manager. He's going to back his players. He's going to back his players. Big up. A lot of Lanjaninic out today. Yeah, I've started something. I know. If and but we're coconuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. What does that mean? Van der Ven, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll be fine. We will be fine. We will. We're gonna get a draw. We're gonna get the draw. We're gonna get the draw. We are. We're gonna get the draw. We are going to get the draw, and as long as West Ham don't win 12-0, we'll be okay. Crazier things have happened. Oh, so many of you are saying don't put Mwani there. So many of you are saying don't put Mwani there. Mwani on the bench. Who do you support? Sekhart Tripathy? Sekhart Tripathy? Who do you support? See you in the championship. Who do you support? Stoke? West Brom? Lincoln? Tell Richie out wide, Solanke in the middle. Kinski and Solanke to start. Richie comes. Kinski and Solanke to start. Kinski, my gosh, I couldn't imagine. My gosh, I couldn't imagine the pressure of having to pick the team to keep you guys up. That's crazy. Best of luck, guys, honestly. Hope he picks players with heart because that's what will do it. Yeah. I think, are you an Everton fan, Greg? But have you been on here before? I don't know if you're an Everton fan. But you speak like someone who has been in the relegation battle before. So maybe you are an Everton fan. Pekinski, not Vicario. You have beautiful teeth. Thank you very much. And no, they are not turkey teeth, like some weirdos in the comments sometimes tell me, but no, all natural teeth. I just hope Leeds play like they've been West Ham. Hi to the Faroe Islands. So, so OG Sarah. Hi, Jimmy. OG. Relegation Richie. I think we draw 1-1. West Ham win 1-0 and we stay up on goal difference. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Right. A lot of you are saying keep Kinski. So we'll put Kinski in. Right. I've put Kinski in. I'm not confident. I'm not confident that Kinski starts, if I'm completely honest with you guys. I've got a feeling. I've got a funny feeling he's gonna mix it up. I don't know. We have won 2 games at home. Yeah. I am very nervous. I am very nervous. You wait until you see me on Sunday. You wait until you see me on Sunday. I'm not confident about anything. Look, for everyone that said that Spurs fans are arrogant coming out saying we're going to win, I'm not confident about anything. I'm really not. I have hope. I have hope. That's all I have. And it's the hope that kills you. So I don't even know if I have that. I'm trying to be positive, trying to be optimistic. If Goldbridge predicted a West Ham win, they won't win. Well, that's good to know. Back home in the Faroe Islands, he is even a joke there without the internet. Don't know who we're talking about. Yeah, you must be jumping in, AJR. We did a very big segment at the very beginning of this. I showed the press conference, the little segment that Tuchel did on Jed Spence, and why he's been selected. So you can go back and watch the beginning of this stream because we did cover that at the very beginning. And he can play with a broken jaw because, as you guys reminded me in the chat, Kolo Muani did earlier this year. Right. I don't know. We are the... What is going on, guys? What is going on? Oh, Everton fan. Okay. They vanish from PSG. Yeah, well, yes, they will. They will. They will. If champion football is meant to be, but feels like we'll stay up, heal and rebuild. Goals from Solanke, Richie, and Madders, and we're home. And we're at home. We can break the curse. We can break. Hopefully, we do break the curse. I pray with all my heart that we break the curse. Right, this Cloud Spurs King, I've been thinking about this. I was mulling it over yesterday. I was mulling it over and I was thinking to myself, based on what I know about how the team perform at home and us going in at half time, winning the game is probably the most precarious situation that you can imagine. Because when we go in at half time, Spurs fans who go to the home ground know that we always concede at home. So the very worrying thing is you go in at half time knowing that you can't concede more than 2 goals. And that puts on a different type of pressure, which I think that if you don't regularly visit the Spurs stadium, maybe it doesn't come across on the TV, like the atmosphere that gets created. So it's a very precarious position to be when we are 2-0 up, because even at 45 minutes, the game is not won in 45 minutes. You've got to play the 90 minutes. And one of the biggest struggles that Spurs have is playing a full 90 minutes and not giving up in the last 5 minutes. So it's going to be a very squeaky, tough last 10 minutes, whatever the score is at that point. You know, it's going to be the most nervous 10 minutes of football I think any of us have ever experienced, unless West Ham are losing like 4-0 or something like that, you know. Why? What's Ron saying? Is he being weird? Is he being a weirdo in the chat? I feel like I'm like the teacher at school. Need to put you in your places, Ron. I told you, go and play in some traffic in Highbury. PSG. Oh, we're not talking Champions League. I couldn't care less about that. Could not care less. Right. You're not I'm reading some. I am reading the comments. Right. But there's hundreds of comments, guys. There's hundreds of comments. Okay. Ron, you are going on timeout. Right. Ron, you are on timeout. If you can behave yourself, you can come back in. I don't mind people putting comments, but yeah, there are some weird comments. So if it's bothering other people, then you're timed out. He's timed out, guys. He's timed out. Right. Other news. Right. I don't know how we feel about this lineup. It's my speculated lineup. I don't want to see Kolo Muani, but I don't see who's better in this squad who we can bring on. I think if we're losing, then you bring on Jed Spence. And I think if you are winning towards the end of the game, then he brings on Danso to shore it up at the back. Ron's all excited he got a week off school. Yeah, Ron's gone. He's on time. What did he do? I don't know. Check the comments, guys. Check the comments. I don't know. He was saying weird things about a cat. I don't know. Look, if people are annoying, look, Luke's here. Luke's fine. Luke's here. Luke's fine. Big up, Luke. Look, there's other Arsenal fans in the chat who aren't terrorising other people, you know? Anyway, right, moving on from the politics of whatever's going on in the chat. Okay, so of course I had my rant about the board and whatever yesterday. So Change for Spurs are doing a protest after the game at full time. They have decided not to do it before the game because, of course, there is going to be a parade. We are always together forever. That is our new slogan. And so the protest is going to take place after the game. It says, after 2 disastrous league campaigns, which could see us relegated from the Premier League, we need to hold the board accountable and stand for change. Regardless of the outcome, join after the Everton game at full time for an in-stadium protest. You will see 3 banners in the north, east and south stand. We will be congregating to share our frustrations towards the board. Make sure you join us to ensure your voice is heard and play your part in the change for Tottenham. And guys, I think this is probably the best outcome that could have happened about doing a protest, because you don't want to be doing it before the game. It is quite toxic to be doing, but I think it does need to happen. And a lot of people don't go when it's outside the stadium. So we stand together as one for these 90 minutes. We support the team with all of our heart. And then afterwards, we express our frustrations. And for anyone saying that it's not the right day to do it, I want to just point out that West Ham are not doing a protest against Sullivan on Sunday. They have done it the entire season. West Ham have been protesting their board the entire season. They got some success because Karen Brady obviously stepped down last month, but they are going to have a protest after the game, a bit like Spurs. So if you notice any mirror images and any synergy between these two teams and why they're both in the position that they're in, both teams are going to be protesting their board regardless of the outcome after these 2 games are played. So West Ham fans are as disgruntled with their board as Spurs fans are. So their outlook is, we have to win, Spurs have to lose, que sera. And the same for us. Even though we don't have to win, we at least have to draw, but we have to go in with the mindset that we're going to win, because you can't go in with the mindset that you're just going to accept a draw. It's not enough. You have to go in with the mindset that you're going to win and that West Ham are going to lose. And that's the bottom line. So, so I wonder what they're saying in their thread. Yeah, exactly. So West Ham fans kind of say the same as what we are. You've got to cheer the players and boo the board, right? And I know that some people didn't like my video yesterday, but I'd rather be booing the board on here on YouTube and let everyone have a vehicle to express their frustrations on that video rather than do it in the stadium, right? Because if we start losing and West Ham are winning, it's going to go toxic. So we just have to stay strong in those 90 minutes. So I'm glad I got that rant out yesterday. Look, they said they've given out 75,000 black balloons and flags and t-shirts home and away. Well, we had balloons last year about Daniel Levy and they all got popped. So Spurs fans have been silenced. They've been silenced. There are no balloons, there's no flags, there's no protest. It's all controlled. Anyway, that's where West Ham are at. They are postponing their protest till after the game, and that is also where Spurs are at, because they are also having a protest after the game. So 2 very, very similar teams in similar situations for you guys. That is exactly where it is. And I think we're pretty much covered. It's so funny. Some of you guys are like, let Ron celebrate. No, we don't want Ron. Yeah, we want Ron. I don't know, guys. Look. I gave people the warning. You get strikes if like if multiple messages are in the chat that are annoying people, then I haven't blocked him. He's probably not even watching anymore. I don't know, maybe he is, but it is free speech. People can say whatever they want to say, but if it's going to annoy people, I want to respect the room. You got to respect the room, right? Respect the ball, Chelsea. No, look. There are other. I haven't blocked all Arsenal fans. Big up, Luke. Yeah, no, I congratulated you guys. It's not like I'm like whatever. He can cut. He'll be back in 2 minutes. But I did warn him that if people are gonna antagonize people, look. People don't understand. It's a very distressing situation for Spurs fans. It is. I know we all laugh and we just say it's football, but it is. It's very stressful situation. It is for a lot of people. Football is not just a game. It's life. It's life. It's a religion for a lot of people. You know, people go week in, week out. So look, you can support your team without doing it in a way that disrespects other people, you know? When are Spurs fans going to take responsibility for yeah, well look, he lost more games at home in his final season than Frank did. Frank won more games than Poch in his last season. But at the end of the day, Pochettino wasn't backed by the board, was he? Look, as I said yesterday, all roads lead back to the same place. Whatever manager you want to cherry pick, Poch had his time, and unfortunately, he couldn't get any more out of the squad than what he already was. So, but yeah, my dad says it all the time. Fans forget that Poch was booed out in the last season, but that's because he didn't win enough games at the end of the day, you know. But yeah, whose fault was that? The board didn't give him what he wanted. We go in this cycle again and again, guys. We go in this cycle again and again. I just hope that we can stay up and solve it this time for good. If we don't stay up, then we go back to square one and we have to reassess everything, don't we? But hopefully we can do it. Good luck to Spurs on Sunday. I hope you stay up. Yeah, I hope we stay up as well. Big up to you. Real question. Does anyone think Lange and or Vinay get fired? Yeah, I think Lange. Don't know about Vinay. Big up to you all in the chat, by the way. Welcome aboard if you're jumping in. Hi, Ron. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put you on timeout, but people were getting upset. It's sensitive around here. We're a sensitive bunch, okay? If you would have come in last year, well, I wasn't here last year. I've only been here for 4 months, just to clarify. I've only been here 4 months. But if you were here last year when we won the Europa League and I was here, it would be a different kettle of fish, you know? But it's a very sensitive time right now. Yeah. And look, I know it's football banter, but at the same time, it's heartbreaking. It really is. I mean, it's kind of unimaginable. I think Lange gets fired. I'm not sure about Vinay. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure if Lange gets fired. I think if we go down, they both get fired. But yeah, Scott said they want them both to be fired. Exactly. But I don't know. Big up to you, Broadbean. Thanks for joining us. We will win 2-0. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't control the chat at times, but yeah, hope it didn't bother you too much. But yeah, hopefully we do win 2-0. I don't know if he's going to the game or not. I want to boo the board. Yeah, well, we're not going to do it at the ground. We're not going to do it during the game, but hopefully after. Don't know. Please don't time me out. You go. You guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. No, I'm not gonna kick. No. Look, I'm not gonna kick people out. I'm not gonna. I don't know. People will be like, if you don't kick people out, it's because you want the clickbait or whatever. I don't know. Look, it's football. There's thousands, tens and hundreds of thousands of football fans around the world. If you kick someone out, then someone else is going to come in and take their place. You know, I'm just trying to moderate the community. That's what it is. I'm just trying to keep it pleasant. Although this whole situation is not pleasant. Mum, do you want to come on Sunday? Concerned Human wants you to come because you're the lucky charm. She's probably clocked off by now. She's probably making dinner. Poch wanted Lascelles, so Poch wanted Lascelles. Is getting relegated the only way Lange and Vinay get relieved of duties? I don't know. I heard earlier this year, or in December during the transfer window, I heard that I was trying to remember what my mate just told me the other day actually, but I don't know what yeah. Anyway, what we heard back in December was if we went on a really, really bad run, then Vinay and Lange both their necks are on the line. That's what we heard back in January, that if we went on a really, really bad run, both their necks would be on the line. I don't know whether Viv and Nick and whoever's in charge of this club actually have the balls to do it. I don't know whether they actually have the balls to fire them. I don't know. Because the problem is not Vinay and Lange. The problem is the people that recruited them. So as a club, we're in a very strange predicament, right? Well, if we go down, we 100% are winning the championship next year. But let's hope we don't go down. Let's hope that we don't go down. Ron, how much would Arsenal offer for Lange? I don't think anyone wants Lange. He'll go back to Europe. Richie has to start over Solanke. How much playtime is Maddison getting? I don't know, Madders. About 25 minutes is what we heard. Mawani can't play. Guys, who else can we play? We are so limited. We are so limited in this squad that we can choose. I'm not convinced by any of it, you know. But this is the situation. This is why we are where we are. You know, we're having debates about who should play instead of Mawani, but we don't have anyone, and he's not even a right winger. He's a striker. So, who are you going to pick? Put Ted on the right and Richie on the left, but is Tel better than Mawani on the right? I'm not convinced by anything. I'm 60-40, you will stay up. I'm about the same. I've got to be honest. 60% we are, 40% we're not, but I don't even know which way it's going to swing. You guys know what it's like last day of the season. Last day of the season is horrendous. Big up PFC TV. Big up to you. When your team needed you the most, many left the stadium at half-time v Palace. And now when the team is on the cliff edge, what do you do? Have a parade? Have a parade. That's what we're doing. Yep. Nottingham Forest had a parade, cancelled the protest, down at 75 minutes. Everyone left the stadium. And there was supposed to be a planned walkout at 75 minutes, and no one wanted to do the walkout, but everyone left anyway. So no one's going to leave the last game of the season. I mean, put it this way. I'm often the first person in the stadium. My dad loves to go early. We are often the first people in the stadium, and we stay until the final whistle. And I think there's only been one game this season where we left early, and that's because my dad wasn't driving. So that wasn't our choice to leave early. But yeah, people do. They're always together forever and then they abandon the team. But in this case, this is the last game, isn't it? This is the cup final. So, and besides which, the fans have a right to be disappointed. The fans absolutely have a right to be disappointed. As we said from James Maddison, what was the one that we said at the very beginning? The news was at the very beginning was Maddison said he was oh, it just dropped. There you go, Maddison. We need to repay the fans on Sunday. They deserve it. So Maddison gets it. He gets it. So what do you expect? If you serve up dross week in, week out, and people pay good money to go, it's not a surprise. Look, it's heartbreaking. It is, but we move forward because we have to play the 90 minutes. We have to play the 90 minutes like our life depends on it, and that's it. You can say what you want about football, but I wrote big up to you, James. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's all right. I told you, I've got my stress ball. I should take this to the game. I should take this to the game on Sunday. It's going to be stressful. I'm going to need some kind of stress ball. I told you, I tried to get a Spurs branded one, but they don't do them. They probably do an NFL ball, to be fair. They probably do a Spurs branded NFL ball, but no, they don't. So what's it going to be next season? Hull or Borough? I don't know. Coventry, Ipswich. It's going to be Coventry. Coventry and Ipswich. It's not going to be Lincoln. Spence can play on the way. They're professional. They are professional footballers. Surely they can play one-off game in a different position. I don't know. It's a one-off game that's worth more than any cup final. I don't have the answers. I don't know. I just hope we can do it. I'm just hoping that we can do it, guys. What is one word to describe this season? Guys, let me know in the chat. What is the one word to describe this season? Disappointing? Probably disappointing. Chaotic at times. Yeah, it's probably just for me, the one word is probably disappointing. But guys, let me know in the chat, what's your one word to describe this season? For me, it's probably disappointing, I guess. It is disappointing. May the spirit of Harry Hotspur be with you. Legendary Geordie Knight from the medieval times, who your team is named after. Yeah, big up, Davy, big up. Could be you and me in the stadium first. Still big up to you, Richard. Yeah, maybe we'll see you there. You have a few drinks before just to calm the nerves. I don't know. Where do you sit, Richard? I don't know. Do you know what? This is quite random, but actually, last weekend I was at the pub, and it was the first time I've ever been recognised outside of the Spurs stadium. I was at the pub, and someone was like, "Oh, I saw you pop up on my YouTube." So first time I've ever been recognised outside the Spurs stadium. Don't know. Do you know, guys? 400,000 views. 400,000 views we've had on this channel in 4 months. In 100 days, 400,000 views. That's mad. That's mad. Big up to you all. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I hope you're still here next year, regardless of whatever league we're in. Big up to you all. Please do like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that jazz. Tuchel's got it right about Spence. Spence on the right instead of Mawani. Hi, Swim Master. We've had a lot of people saying not to play Mawani, to be honest. Look, it's very, very mixed. I think it all depends on how fit Solanke is. I tried finding a Spurs stress ball on Amazon, no luck, so I ended up with a Tottenham fidget spinner. I did see Tottenham stress ball, but yeah, I don't know. You need to do a meet up at the pub. I don't know. We don't really go to the pub because I don't know. I go with my dad and the gang. So my cousin. So I don't know, about doing a meet up, but I know a lot of the guys that they go to the bricklayers before. They go to the bricklayers before, but sometimes it's really hard to get in there because it's always so busy. But, one word this season, mental. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, guys. Confident you'll become a YouTube queen. Thank you very much. Look, I appreciate all the support. Anyway, guys. Anyway, we've been running live now for almost 2 hours. Does anyone want to give a prediction? Does anyone out there want to give a prediction? I don't know if anyone does or not. We'll wrap up in a minute. See if anyone wants to give a prediction. I am so nervous. I'm so nervous. I can't even tell you guys. I can't even put it into words. I just pray that we can get a draw. I just pray that we can get a draw and just not think about Leeds or West Ham or whatever they're doing and be able to just focus on the game. And hopefully we get an early enough goal that we don't have to worry about it. That's the truth. But I think if I'm going to make a prediction, as I said at the beginning, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. And I think that West Ham probably do pip Leeds and they do win, but I think we stay up with the draw is enough to stay us up. I just can't see the win. I can't see, and forgive me for if you think I'm being negative, but in mindset coaching and life coaching and everything, you can't be delusional. And as Roberto De Zerbi said, you've got to be realistic. Positive mindset. We go into the game with the objective to win. The question we're asking is, are we going to do it? And they're two different questions. So yes, we're positive. We can win the game. Being objective and realistic about the situation and the fact that this is a relegation battle. This is not a battle of the top 4. It's the relegation battle. I think we draw it. And I'll take it. If we stay up with a draw, I will take it all day long. You know, and that's all there is. So yeah, I'm not convinced about West Ham, but if we get the draw and we get our job done, it won't matter what they do. And I think that is going to be the message from De Zerbi. I think the message from De Zerbi is you play with all your heart, you have to get the win, and don't worry about whatever noise starts erupting in the stadium. You just have to focus on your game, because there is a chance that even if West Ham don't win the game, they score early on. There is that chance. And if that happens, we will be sitting there until Spurs score. So it's can't call it. Cannot call it at all. Okay, what are you guys saying? Cyril McCoy's 1-1. This is the last prediction, guys. Last prediction of the season. The final showdown. The last one, our final rodeo. The final one. Is it going to be the last one in the Premier League for another 365 days? I don't know. I sincerely hope not. I sincerely hope not. Okay. 1-1 Cyril McCoy's. 2-0 Spurs. 0-0 draw. Interesting one. 1-1, 1-1, 4-1. Wow. Four corners. Hoping for 4 set piece corners. I mean, I hope you're right, Rob. I hope you're right, and it's a Mawani hat trick. Spurs 1-0. Go with my heart 2-1. Oh, 2. You're going for a loss, Hotspur Sam. You're going for a loss. A 2-0 Everton win. 5-0 COYS. I don't know if that one's realistic. 2-0 West Ham. But what about Spurs? Oh, you said 2. Oh, you think we're going down? You think we're going down? You think we're going to get beat by Everton? Oh. I don't know about your results, Hotspur Sam. You're saying Everton are going to win and West Ham are going to win. So you think we're going down? Okay. 0-0, very cagey. Yeah, I think it's going to be a low 1-1 game. I just think the heat, the pressure of the game, I think everything is going to come down to like a very sluggish game. Super chat here. Big up to you, James. Thanks for your support of the channel. He said 2-1 Spurs. Madison to score our first penalty of the season. Oh, I'd live to see that. I would live to see that. Please. Oh, I so hope you're right. I so hope you're right. Big up to you. Thank you very much for the super chat. West Ham win 14. No, that's not realistic. Some of you are saying Leeds draw. I don't care about the West Ham game, though. Spurs. Well, I mean, I did ask, guys. Sorry. I said to you guys, what do you think the both scores are going to be? We can score. We can score. We've scored in all of our games. We even scored against Chelsea. We've scored in, other than Sunderland, every game under De Zerbi, we've scored a goal. We do not have a problem scoring. Our problem is defending. And I don't know if you just joined Hotspur, Sam, but as I showed the stream earlier, goals this season, Tottenham 47, Everton 47. We've scored the same amount of goals as Everton. Level playing field. Level playing field. Nervy 1-1. Spurs go ahead, let one in, give everyone a heart attack. But hang on, that is exactly how I think this is gonna go. But I don't know, guys. This has got like cup final cup game like upset written all over it. You know, it's got cup upset written all over it. And as long as no one gets red carded or gets 2 yellow cards, or no one goes off injured, we should be okay. You will get a draw, but it's going to be mental. Yeah, I think it will be mental. I can't do this again. I cannot do this again. Please. It's been big up to you, Sonny. Big up to you. Keep on that train. Waiting on a heart transplant assessment. Need us not to lose. I hope things go okay for you, Richard. I wish you in good health. And yeah, talk about a way to give Spurs fans a cardiac arrest this weekend. I don't know. But yeah, I wish you all the best. I hope everything goes well for you. 3-0 pens for Spurs. Spurs get relegated because they're caught spying. 0-0. Could you imagine if West Ham win and then we're drawing up until the last second, concede a penalty to save it? Oh, please, don't even put it out there. Oh, I've got quite a few grey hairs, Swim Master. I've got quite a few. The season's done me in. Anyway, the good news is that a lot of you out there were predicting draws and a lot of you out there were predicting wins, and that's because we cannot expect anything less. Nothing less will do this weekend. It has to be a draw for us to. It has to be a draw. That's it. That's bottom line. Has to be a draw, and hopefully we march on next season in the Premier League, guys. This is the final live stream before the final game of the season. Usually on a Saturday, I do the debrief of the embargoed section of the press conference if there is anything interesting in it. If there is any more injury updates or news updates, I will also bring that to you tomorrow. I am keeping an eye out for the matchday program as well. I went on today to go and download it, but it's out 24 hours before the game. So it will probably be a later video tomorrow because I'm going to see if there's anything in the matchday program, because I know not everyone has access to it. But if you are a season ticket holder, you actually get a free copy of the digital matchday program with your season ticket in the new hub on the Spurs app. So I'll keep an eye out if there's anything breaking. But guys, all that's left to say is we have 90 minutes between us and whatever league we're in, T-minus 48 hours from now. The game would have been played and we will know for sure which division we are in next year. And hopefully, I pray for us all that we can breathe a sigh of relief. And Monday morning, we're sitting here with smiles that we are in fact going to be in the Premier League. So positive mentality. Thank you very much. Have fun at the game. I don't know if it's going to be fun, but I hope I can keep my head. I don't know. My dad might not want me filming him. I don't know. I'll have to see. My dad can get a bit angry at times, as you guys have seen from the matchday vlogs. So yeah, good luck. Yeah, I hope we're celebrating, and you as well. I hope you guys are celebrating as well. Yeah, please do one last time give the stream a like. Big up to you for all your support and the love and yeah, just everything. And look, we've all been on this emotional roller coaster together for the last 4 months. You've seen the journey unfold. You've seen me on both sides of the coins, ultra positive, but at times being on the negative side of things. But it's out of our hands. It's out of our control. We pass the responsibility on to these players and hope that they can do the job for us. So guys, we pray with all our heart. And yeah, I guess I'll see you probably tomorrow in the video. But otherwise, if you don't catch that one, I will see you on the other side. And it does take me a few hours to edit the match day vlog. So Sunday evening, I'm hoping it's going to be up, but let's see, because by the time I get back, depending whether it's a party or whether we're drowning our sorrows, I'll have to see how long it takes me to edit that video. But yeah, we get the party started. For peace of mind, I wouldn't advise doing a match day vlog. Yeah. I'm committed. Look, I'm doing it for the history now. I'm doing it for the plot, you know? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Look, if I can't film every moment of the game, then I'll just film bits of it and I'll just like reflect at halftime or something like that. But yeah, the vibe of the game is, I think, is what everyone loves to see. So fingers crossed it's a good one for everyone. Big up to you all. I will see you on the other side where hopefully we are still in the Premier League next year. Have a great evening, everyone.